Alabama held its second practice this Tuesday, October 8th, in preparation for South Carolina. What's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Here's Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe. And on the season, when you look to what Milroe has done, it's been pretty remarkable. You kind of zoom out and get a perspective of what he's done on the season. 1,500 total yards and 20 touchdowns. His performance against Georgia and against Vanderbilt certainly notable in terms of him going 27 of 33, 374 yards, 2 touchdowns against Georgia, again rushing for 117 yards. Against Vanderbilt, he gets another opportunity with the football. They win that game. He was 18 of 24, 310 yards, 1 touchdown. And when we kind of zoom out and look at Jalen Milroe's passing tree, look, for those of you that have been curious about the intermediate passing, or that's something kind of a word that you want to throw around, I mean, here are the stats right in front of you. Let's actually start up at the top left, right? 2 of 5 with 2 touchdowns, 5 of 6 above 20 yards, 6 of 11. To the outside left, that's the only area that he struggled as one of 6, but 11 of 13 for 212, 5 of 6 for 78, 12 of 13 for 103, 17 of 22, 8 of 8. Yeah, he's been having an absolutely stellar season. Coming up next in this video, you got an interview with Tim Smith, an Alabama defensive lineman who's been having a really good year. He says that Coach Kalen DeBoer has buckled down since that loss against Vanderbilt. It's a good interview. And then following that, you got some Alabama practice highlights courtesy of the University of Alabama. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. I'll be back as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? That's just us being prepared, you know what I'm saying, understanding what we have to do and go out and accomplish. Yeah, it had to be somewhat like a revenge game for us. Yeah, we understand that we're upset that we lost, so everybody's going to be a little bit more intense to make sure we understand what we got to do.
And you would expect the same from Tennessee, I suspect?
I hope so. I hope so. You better bring it or lay down, either one.
What were your feelings after the game Saturday?
Kind of all over the place. I was definitely agitated, especially with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like the situation that we were in, but understanding that like I can't go out and give that negative response for my teammates as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have a positive response to everything. So it's like I kind of spoke to them in the locker room after the game. Everybody felt the speech that I gave. So it's just like making sure everybody's uplifted and not letting Vandy beat us twice, if you understand what I mean by that.
And Coach DeBoer made no excuse. He said Saturday performance was unacceptable. But how do you guys, just as a defense, as a team, just as a unit overall, as brothers, how do y'all just use that experience Saturday just to move forward, you know, because you can't dwell on it. You still got a bunch of balls left to be played, a bunch left to be said in the season. What can you guys take, or what can you guys just do to move forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this loss has definitely brought, like, it's an eye-opener for us, just understanding that, like, this has to be a player-led team now. Yes, we have coaches, staff, they all have their occupation, whatever they have to do, but they're not the ones in between these lines right here, snapping, taking every snap. So in order for us to really have the success that we want, we have to be able to go out and execute the cause that we are given, and, you know what I'm saying, play for each other, play for the dude beside you.
Tim, we hear about the 24-hour rule after wins and losses.
That's right.
A loss like that. How did you personally kind of spend that 24 hours just kind of processing things, and what you kind of do to try and rebound, bounce back, getting into this week?
Watching film. Like I said, just understanding what we have to do, what we have to execute. You know what I'm saying? You watch film, you analyze it, be real with yourself first of all. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you gave your best that you can, and then, like I said, just analyzing the film and just making sure everybody did what they were supposed to.
What were some of the things that stuck out on film so far? Obviously,
finish. Definitely miscommunication. I feel like, in my opinion, it was a lot of miscommunication, not only with just like the linebackers, but secondary as well. But like I said, we came in with the mindset today to go ahead and be intent and be pure in everything that we're going to do. So like we got majority of everything corrected today.
I'm sure you've gone through adversities like this before in your career and stuff like that. Who do you kind of lean on? Is there anyone you reached out to maybe after this game that you can go to for advice, anything like that?
Jesus Christ. I don't have another answer. I'm being so serious.
Tim, this is my last question on the Vanderbilt game, but I know they'd had a bye week before, and plus there are different kinds of offense that you're facing you won't face again probably this year.
Right.
So what were the I guess the eye part of it, was that tough?
The eye part
Keeping your eyes where they needed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's just with every position, you know what I'm saying, making sure, like, that goes back to us executing the calls, you know what I'm saying, making sure we understand exactly what we have to do. Everybody is aware that when they play Alabama, they're going to bring their best. We may not see the same things that we've seen all week on film. So just understanding that, being true to what we recognize, and then we have all this technology on the sideline, we can go and get it correct as soon as we get over there.
What's the messaging kind of looked like from Coach DeBoer, maybe on that Sunday when he brought you guys in? Has his demeanor changed at all after a loss like that?
I'd like to say, yeah, his demeanor definitely has changed. You know what I'm saying? He's more of, like, y'all have seen and spoken to the boy. He's a nice dude, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like since everything's been going on, he kind of done buckled down in these past few days, and I love it. I'm here for it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just interesting to see him kind of breaking that shell, understanding that, like, where he's at now, and, like, yeah, we going to go ahead and get everything we wanted to accomplish.
What was his message today at practice before you start things out? Decide how you are going to attack the day. You know what I'm saying? Decide how you going to get better, be better, and focus rep after rep so we can get the best out of you.
You're a guy that kind of have to wait your turn on the defensive line.
What? My bad. Go ahead. Yeah.
What would you say to some of the young defensive linemen that are kind of in your shoes from a few years ago?
Hey, man, keep working. I feel like that's really all you can do. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in trying to be like someone else or understanding what they're doing, but that's where that relationship with you and your position coach come in. Like, you got to sit down and talk with him, let him tell you what he needs out of you, and not worry about what other people are doing or how they telling you to do it. So it's just like being able to work and be coachable. But them the main two for me.
Good interview right there with Alabama defensive lineman Tim Smith. Have a couple questions for you as we look at Alabama practice footage. Here you see the tight ends working the bag. That's number 45, Robbie Oots right there. What do you want to see from this Alabama football team this week against South Carolina? Do you want to see an improvement clearly on the defensive side of the ball? I think that goes without saying. But, I mean, maybe when you look at the way that this team has been penalized, I think that's another area of concern, or another area that we'd like to see addressed, right? Did you know that Alabama is ranked 102 in the nation in terms of penalty yards? Georgia's like 106. Just for example, there's Jam Miller. Here is the quarterbacks kind of working around a drill with running the football. That was Ty Simpson. And just a couple clips ago, you saw Jam Miller. Here's Jalen Milroe. Looks good. We already talked about his performance this year. What else do you want to see from the defense besides just improvement? Do you want to see more tackles where they physically take someone to the ground instead of kind of punching out the football? I noticed that against Vanderbilt, looks like a lot of guys are just trying to punch out the football. Maybe they're trying to make a play, whatever it is, you know. And then on the offensive side, you know, it's hard to point to anything that is really going wrong with this offense because, you know, they have so many playmakers. And I think what we've continued to see is the Alabama offensive line continuing to improve. What I do have concerns about, however, is the right tackle position. Do we have an issue there? I asked that on my show. And the reason I asked that, you look at what Alabama tackle, Caden Proctor, you look at his grade, for example, how he graded out on Pro Football Focus. And then you see Elijah Pritchett, who really struggled against Vanderbilt. So do we have an issue at the right tackle position? For example, Caden Proctor had a Pro Football Focus pass blocking grade of 87.9. Elijah Pritchett had 48.4, and also gave up a costly sack, which turned into a fumble. So just want to get some feedback on that from you guys. But overall, you know, it's time to turn the page. It's time to look at South Carolina, a team that can run the football. They have a very good running back, and I appreciate you guys being here, watching the show. Dang, that was an absolute toss right there by Austin Mack. And here is Malachi Moore. You heard him, you know, give his apology and take accountability for his actions. And I want to see this defense improve. So, you know, we'll see what they do. Tim Smith said you got to dial in. Time to turn the page. I appreciate you guys being here. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please drop a thumbs up, and we'll catch you soon as news happens. And, of course, live Wednesday, 9 a.m. Central Time right here on Bama Football on YouTube.